Hello my fellow human, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing another pick a card reading. Today we are going to do what do your coworkers secretly think of you but won't say. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I thought it was time to bring it back. First thing, I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a part of this ever-growing tribe to support this channel and this space. I'm so honored to be here on this journey with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. These are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links necessary below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading, and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I really do hope to see you there. And if you're interested in becoming a member, there's a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be, and when you click on that, it will show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. I really do appreciate you. And today we'll go ahead and hop into the prayer and get this reading underway. It's going to be a short, simple, and sweet reading due to time constraints, but we'll go ahead and get this out for you today, okay? And I will be bringing out longer readings too, so I kind of want to have a good mix of the shorter and the longer ones as I move forward. But right now, I just need to do these shorter ones right now because I am really pressed for time today. But that will change. All right. My beloved sources, prayers for any and all who come onto this reading. May you wrap them in your loving light. May you wrap them in your mercy and your grace. May you bring unto them the blessings of abundance and the blessing of love. May you show them the path that's lied before them in the light and in the grace, knowing that each step they take, they are supported, they are held, they are appreciated, and they are so valued, that they are deserving of all the things that they desire in this world, and that those that are in alignment with them that they are meant to have will come to them on the path of least resistance when they open their hearts to receiving that. And so I ask today that you help open our hearts to the receptivity of our blessings, that you remind us that we are worthy at every turn, and that you give us signs and synchronicities in those ways that leave us in awe and wonder at the miracle that you are, for you've created us and you've created all that is around us. And that in itself is such a beautiful blessing to experience and have the ability to be here in this here now here space. Leave us in awe and wonder, plant your seeds of love, and water them in the way that you do. As these words are spoken unto this space and unto this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Aseh. Thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get that set up out of the way. And today I am going to be using my talisman oracles. I already gave them a shuffle before we got started. So let's get into it. And for pile number 1, source, what talisman oracle will help us better understand what pile number 1's coworkers secretly think about pile number 1 but won't say? What does pile number 1's coworkers secretly think about pile number 1 but won't say? They want that one. There's 2 cards. All right, thank you, source. And for pile number 2, what does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think about pile number 2 but won't say? Okay, 1 card, source. All right, thank you. And for pile number 3, source, what do pile number 3's coworkers secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? What do they secretly think of pile 3 but won't say? Thank you, source. Then a collective message on the bottom. Successful! Everybody thinks you're very successful. A shining star. Ooh, I like that message. I like it a lot. All right, and today is Pick Your Amethyst. Got to do these every once in a while, you know. Okay. Make sure that's in frame. Let's get that. All right, so for pile number 1, we have this piece of amethyst for you to choose from. Okay. Pile number 2, we have this piece of amethyst for you to choose from. In pile number 3, we have this piece of amethyst for you to choose from. Okay. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I'll see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this piece of amethyst here, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do your coworkers secretly think of you but won't say. First thing, I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel. I'm so honored to be sharing this time and this space with you, and thank you so much. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box, or you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you there. If you're interested in becoming a member, there's a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. If you click on that, it will show you the 3 levels that I do have available, as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you on the membership side, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. So let's go ahead and hop to it and find out more about what does pile number 1's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say. Source, can you give us some energy on what pile number 1's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? What does pile number 1's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Okay, so we've got the 8th house, Saturn, and Cancer energy here. Well, they definitely think you're a nurturing person. A kind, nurturing, loyal person. Sometimes you can tend towards codependency, needing other people to help you with whatever it is that you're doing. So you might ask a lot of questions and they might look at it as codependency. You know, not necessarily a bad way here. But they do think that you've sacrificed a lot to be where it is that you are. That you're a hard worker, you're disciplined, you're motivated, you're ambitious. You could be raising up positions, like you could be a boss, you could be a supervisor, you could be a team lead, you could be a president, you could be a CEO. Definitely that high masculine authority energy here that you've been standing in, even though your personality says that you're very kind and generous. And so they may see you as that codependent energy may actually be them projecting on you like they need you for the answers. Because also what we're seeing here is that you're someone that's very mysterious, someone that is very bold and intense, someone that a lot of people are jealous of. And so with that codependency energy coming in right away, I do feel like that's why it's like a lot of people are jealous about the position that you hold. You're a leader, you're inspiration, you're a motivator, you're someone who actually influences others and their decisions and how they show up. And so there's a lot of jealousy revolving around that I wish I had that position. And so while they're like leaning on you for ideas, they're leaning on you for guidance, they're leaning on you for all these things, all the while they're trying to project onto you that you're the one that needs them. that you're the one that wouldn't do well without them. And that's what your coworkers secretly think of you but won't say. But I feel like it is just a projection, because I'm seeing here that you're in a very strong position where you have had to give up a lot. You've learned through struggle and hard work. You've learned how to maintain a level of patience and understanding with the position as it is, and showing up in that position for what it's worth. And so there's been a lot of intense healing here, a lot of allowing yourself to be there for you rather than being there for everyone else. Even though you're free and welcome to answer those questions, you've always made yourself available to answer the questions that others have in regards to the company. It does feel like you also are very, very aware of the ones that are just trying to take you for, you know, a fool, or take advantage of you, or trying to gain information from you so that they can go and run to another supervisor or someone above you and say, oh, I'm the one that came up with this idea. Because, you know, with the 8th house and Cancer energy, it's like this secrecy about how giving you are. It's like, oh, they're so giving that I can pull one over on them and I can gain, you know, more clout in the company because they're giving it to me. But there's also this energy coming in where it's showing that you're very aware of, like, maybe you've had that happen before where people have taken advantage of you and used your ideas to get ahead, and you learned the hard way with Saturn energy here. You learned the hard way that that is what a lot of people have a tendency to do, is to, you know, take credit for your work, take credit for where it is you're at in your journey, and take credit for where you're at in your position. And you know that it came from hard work, dedication, and ambition. No one can take that away from you. And so with the 8th house here with Scorpio energy, right, you're very aware of people's emotions and how they want to show up, and whether or not they're giving you their true self, or if they're giving you a shadow version of themselves. And so you see that clearly, but you do also know that there's a lot of people here that are run by jealousy of where you're at in your position. So even if you're at the, you know, like, they're all at the same level, like, they're still jealous because you're being seen as someone who shows up as a dedicated hard worker. And no matter how somebody tries to paint the picture that they're better than you, if they're not willing to put in the work and do that same required amount of work, there's nothing that anybody can do about that, right? Like, no matter how much you try to paint it as like, oh, they're lazy, they're bad, they're not doing this, that, and the other, your work speaks for itself. Like, that's it, right? I think a lot of people really believe that their talk is going to be louder than your work. No, it's not. So what does pile number 1's coworker secretly think of them but won't say? Source, give us the nitty gritty. Yeah, that you're conceited. And remember, we're connecting with people's viewpoints on you, how they feel about you. So remember, that is in no way, shape, or form the truth of your character, okay? So keep that in mind as we move forward. Source, what does pile number 1's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Yeah, you're a powerhouse. A very nurturing powerhouse. Like, you're there, you take care of a lot of people, you help a lot of people. What does pile number 1's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Thank you. What does pile number 1's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Whoa, okay, that is way too many cards. We're going to put those back. What does pile number 1's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say, source? One card. One card. One card. Okay, we'll take that one. Yeah, let's be buddy-buddy with the 10 of Wands in the upright here on the bottom of the deck. Let's be buddy-buddy. Let's go through thick and thin together. Like, let's build this relationship. But I feel like there's a boundary here that's coming in where it's like you can't be like that with all your workers or with your coworkers, right? You can't be in that buddy-buddy energy. Yep. Oh my gosh, with the Wheel of Fortune here in the reverse and the World in reverse. Yeah, they think you're conceited. Like, that you're playing a part. Like, you're really good at wearing a mask. So they secretly think that you're really good at wearing a mask while you bring misfortune and, you know, like this attitude of I'm better than you to everyone, even though that's not what it is. Like, I'm saying that there's like, they're reliant on you. And so in being reliant on you, it's like they're trying to paint you in the picture that they're not. And they want everybody else that they've talked to or that they see to see you in the light that they see you in is someone who's caused a lot of misfortune in their life, who's caused a lot of chaos, who doesn't want to face reality that that you're actually stubborn and conceited and not willing to look at things from a different viewpoint. This is interesting already. This is a manipulator with the Three of Wands in the reverse here. This is someone who manipulates people because they see you as a shining star. Like, that's the crazy thing here. Like, this, and it's a group of people too. It could be like a group of people, but it does feel like one person coming through. It could be a Taurus, an Aquarius, a Libra, Sagittarius, or a Pisces. It could be also a Leo or a Scorpio coming as well. We have Sag and we have Aries energy here. This is someone who's used to manipulating people from their high points. So it's like anytime that this person sees someone, and I know we're asking about multiple coworkers here, but it does feel like this is a one person who's leading a group of people who's used to influencing other people. But then you come in and you're influencing like a world more of people than they are. So it's like if they influence 3 people, they think they're God's gift to man, right? But you come in a very humble way, in a very modest way, and maybe you influence hundreds of people and they're like, oh, look at them. There they go thinking they're better than everyone. They don't know what it is to influence people. They don't know what it is to make people know the truth. But they're not speaking in terms of the truth. They really think that you're doing it from a cold place. They really believe that you're doing it from a place of manipulation like they are. And they cannot come into a place of being as genuine as you are and that loving energy, right? The Cancer energy. They cannot. And the mother of the tarot here with the Empress. I mean, you can't be more lovely than the Empress energy. Like, you're just a genuine person and you let yourself be authentic wherever you go. And you're teaching people how to care for themselves, and you're teaching people how to walk in a very strong position for themselves. So you're doing it with an entirely different intention than what this group of people is doing or these people are doing. So this could be 3 people, but it could even be 5 people. But I do feel like this is one really strong energy coming through here where it's like they're saying, oh, let's be buddy-buddy because I want to get the dirt on you. And when I get the dirt on you, I'm going to go around and spread this to everyone. And I want them to see what I see about you, that you're just a liar, a cheat, that you're stealing ideas or whatever it is. And you're not. You're not. I love how they brought out the Empress as a first card. Like Source saying, like, first of all, let me remind you the energy that you're standing in. You're where you're at because of experience. You're where you're at because of hardships that you've gone through. And yet, even though life has been difficult and hard and heavy and weighty for you, you're still showing up as a genuine, kind person with a loving attitude towards others. This other person, life gets hard for them and they get even more sour. They get even more distant. They get even more like further away from their humanity, really, right? Or these people, they do, because they see you succeeding and they don't know how you're succeeding, right? And it's like they're feeling like powerless in the situation here. They're feeling like they don't have a say. They're feeling like they don't have a stand in the situation because you continue to grow. And which, when you're genuine, people are naturally going to gravitate towards you and you're going to help others become the better version of themselves. Why? Because you're showing up in that best version that you can in every day, right? Like the best that you can in that moment, in that day. 12:12 on the clock. And we have 21 here with the World card, right? 12:21. You might see 12:21 a lot. You might see 12:12 a lot. But you're talking about like they believe that you live life in a bubble disconnected from reality. Like that you're not seeing the world as it is, and that somehow, how can you be winning when you're not seeing the truth of the world? Right? That you idolize your self-image and that you're more preoccupied with yourself than you are with helping other people. So they're secretly thinking that you're this person that is all about advancing yourself through sadistic ways. And it's really them. Again, we're seeing here, there's a manipulation here coming through with the Three of Wands in the reverse. They're a manipulative person, but they act like they're your buddy. And they're not. Like, they're not. And I feel like you know who this is, or you know the people that this is. Like, you're well aware. You know that you have to be very careful in the way that you show up. And it's like you have these pure intentions where they're coming from a place of trying to make it seem like you're doing things outside of the norm. Like, you don't do things with pure intentions. You do things with the sole intent to harm others, and you're not. Like, that's not at all how you're showing up here. You're in a very balanced state. But they're secretly thinking that the only reason you got into the position that you are is because you're in a low vibrational energy. And, you know, in this case, if this is a very low vibrational person, they probably don't think in terms of vibration. They just think in terms of, like, you know, I keep hearing good cop, bad cop. But yeah, they're thinking in terms of, like, you bamboozled your way into success. You were the one that pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. But isn't it funny? This is like a huge projection here, because that's the energy that they're in. We're seeing here that this is a manipulative energy. And you're the star. And you're very vulnerable and open. Like, you're a very kind and giving person. You're full of grace. You're full of hope. You're full of the willingness to teach others anything. And that's why I feel like you influence so many people, because you're teaching people very important things. That's my air conditioner, if you're wondering, by the way. But that's what they secretly think of you, and they won't say. Let's get some oracles out here and find out some more here. So yeah, we have House 3, early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So they feel like you've learned how to smooth talk. Like, you've learned how to talk in a very smooth way, and that's the only reason why people believe you. They secretly think that if they could talk the way that you talk, or if they had the vocabulary that you had, then they would be successful too. But hello, your intentions are all that matter in this realm. If your intentions are negative, you're going to get negative results. If your intentions are pure and lighthearted, you're going to get pure and lighthearted results. That's just the way that it works. But again, this is somebody who's in a very old mindset, in the old paradigm. They're not doing well with the paradigm shift, and so because of that, they're getting stuck in that old way of thinking. Like, I have to manipulate my way through people's emotions and feelings and making them feel what I feel in order to get where I want to go, right? So this is a strategy that they've used often, and they've kept it shielded from the world. This is something they've definitely used a lot in their lifetime, and it's worked, you know, especially with with Pluto being in Capricorn, right? We're talking about how Pluto is now coming into Aquarius. With Pluto in Capricorn, we're talking about the tyrants, right? Tyrant and old toxic masculine energy that's been succeeding, which is that manipulative energy. And now we're moving into Aquarius energy, which is all the people who have been let down before, the people who've tried to work hard. It's now shifting to where the success is coming, and they're being noticed and recognized for who they are and the unique and oddball rebellious things that they're doing, right? Yeah, and they're showing here that you're a very harmonious person. And that's another thing that bamboozles them, is that they're like, how can they be so calm about everything? Because these are individuals that fly off the handle at everything. So they're secretly wondering how it is that you're able to show up in this energy all the time. Like, even when life is difficult, you still show up as the Empress. So they're over here like saying, how the heck does pile number 1 show up as the Empress? How? Right? Truth transcends illusion. Exactly. Number 22. You understand the dualistic natures of the world. You understand that intention is everything. And so you put your intention out for good. And you're here to help others. You're not here to break people down. But not everybody sees it that way. Let's get an angel message here. May I please have an angel message for pile number 1? Okay, thank you. And Shanti, I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. Yeah, so they definitely think you're someone that knows how to react to situations, to respond to situations, that it's a skill that you've learned, and that you're actually the one that's manipulating others. But we see that that's not the truth. Pisces. So it could be a Pisces energy that feels this way. You could be a Pisces. We have intimacy, intuition, and compassion here, showing how very intuitive you are. You're able to fluidly move with the ebbing and flowing of life. Like, you're not rigid, and these are rigid energies coming in. They're very cynical and rigid on their journey. They could be Capricorn or have Capricorn highly aspect in their chart. Look, and you're a very powerful individual with Deer here. right? And this is giving me that really feminine energy as well, moving away from the tyrannical masculine into the receptive feminine energy. So if you're embodying that, that's completely foreign to someone who's lived in that tyrannical masculine energy, right? Yeah, fog and veiled. They don't see clearly, and you do. Like, I feel like the fog is lifting, and you're able to see now clearly what it is that's in front of you, and you see these people for who they are. You're aware of who they are, and it's like they just don't bother you. They're just not even a blip on your Richter scale anymore, because it's like, look, you're going to live the life you're going to live, but I have business I have to take care of and attend to. Transformation is beautiful. Look, we have 1111 coming out here. You're on a very spiritual path, whether you think you are or you're not. Like, they're just showing here that you have a mindset that is very connected and tapped into the Akashic records and into unconditional love. And again, switching from that very heavy toxic masculine energy, you're walking in a very receptive feminine energy. You're ready to receive that which is rightfully yours. And so it's something that's very spiritual here. Transformation. So we have 1111, which is 22, and we also have the 22 card on the bottom of the deck. So very synchronistic for your reading here, pile one. And then we have Merlina. You are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. And this is the energy that they're in right now. So you make them confused. You make them wonder, how the heck can you be so successful when you're not doing hardly anything? Like, you're working smarter, you're not working harder, you're receiving accolades, you're receiving success, you're receiving funds, you're getting a raise, you got a new position, whatever it is. It's like they don't understand. They're so confused because they feel like they were the ones that were on the path to success. They felt like they were the ones that were going to pull one over on everyone, and your intention was pure all along. And coming in, Source rewards those that are pure at heart, right? Even though it may look like the other ones are winning for a time. And I actually said this on another reading earlier. So let's take a look at your card, see what it says. Look, passion, we have deer again. Look, passion, you're very passionate about what you are. And look, the heart up here, like, just showing how pure of heart you are. Yes, I rarely ever see this card. And I love that it came out when you got the deer card from the animal deck, and we have the stag here coming through, right? Allow your passion to rise up. Sometimes we try to suppress our desires to fit in to the social expectations and norms. I cannot make this stuff up. That's what these people or this person, they are. Like your coworkers, they want to fit into the norms. They want to fit into what is expected of them, and you just don't. You stand out, right? But we can use this powerful force to thrive in a personal and professional manner. And this card is all about power. How significant. Our passion for life is immense because it comes from a place of love. This feeling is the ultimate and powerful energy that we can emit. Be passionate about what you do and believe. Do not carry out decisions based on fear, worry, guilt, or shame. The state of mind can only bring the same type of negative feelings back to you. Choose the best version of yourself and project that passion into the universe. And this sums up everything that I've been feeling. I love that. The affirmation here is love is powerful. So power, yes, and you got the deer here with passion. Oh my gosh, I love this reading for you, pile number one. So you're coming in and you're breaking societal norms in your workplace, and it's definitely stirring up the people who want to live in the societal constructs that have been normal for them for a time. So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job at it. And even though there's that negativity around you, it's cool because you're being seen for the powerful individual that you are. So if you feel like this is your reading, I don't know if there's a deer emoji, but I gotta say it. Leave a deer emoji down below. If you can't find it, leave a butterfly down below and say, I allow my passion to exude power in all areas of my life. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this incredible reading. And until next time, pile number one, stay human. Bye. Hello, my my fellow human, if you were drawn to this beautiful piece of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do your coworkers secretly think of you but won't say. First thing I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time in this space with you. Thank you so much for being here. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. These are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me that opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary to do so below in the description box. You can email me for personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I really do hope to see you there. If you're interested in becoming a member, there is a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. When you click on that, it will show you the 3 levels that I do have available, as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you over there. If not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly am grateful. So with that being said, let's hop to it and find out more about what does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say. What does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Source, what messages do you have for us today? What does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Okay, so we've got the 12th house, Pisces energy, and Jupiter, that you're very lucky, that you know how to manifest and magically bring to you what it is that you want. And also that you're always growing, you're always expanding, that you are someone that is very open to new experiences, that you're well-traveled, that you learn a lot, that you experience life. And remembering that well-traveled doesn't necessarily mean that you've traveled the world. It could just mean that you've had a lot of different experiences that have allowed you to become well-traveled. You've spent time with different cultures and ethnic groups, and I think people think we have to travel the world to experience that, but in so many cities those experiences are just a short distance away from us. And so you may really enjoy eating out to different cultural foods and ethnic foods, and that may have given you a taste of that experience, and that may be something that you really, really enjoy. But that you also are able to connect with people on a very deep emotional level here. Some people do feel like you are ashamed at times, like you're guilty and ashamed, maybe because of the position that you hold, or maybe because you have imposter syndrome. I mean, we'll definitely look a little bit further into that, but it does feel like that's something that's coming through here. That you carry imposter syndrome on your shoulders, and they're wondering why. You're experiencing the fruit of your efforts, so why do you feel that way? I don't understand, But sometimes it's hard because, we may not always have constant approval and praise coming our way, and so we have to be the one that is constantly cheerleading ourselves on. And oftentimes it does. It becomes exhausting, right? It's overwhelming to always be the one that shows up for ourselves, but that's just the way that it is. And so they do think that you're very secretive, that you live a life of solitude, but that you're always digging deeper into the subconscious, and that you may have healed from a lot of addictions, right? That you may also be experiencing grief. Maybe you suddenly had something that happened where you're experiencing deep grief. They do think that you are an escapist at times, but sometimes you might have self-pity, that you're romantic, you love music. Right? I think the main thing here, though, is that while you can be self-sacrificing, and sometimes you can be your own worst enemy, that ultimately you learn from those difficult times where maybe you've lost yourself to that self-sacrificing energy, or maybe you've lost yourself to the guilt of you know, the imposter syndrome, or maybe you've lost yourself to the shame and the grief that you've experienced in your life, but somehow you always come back stronger than ever. And that's what they secretly think about you. So let's see here. You feel like they think that you're extremely nurturing and caring, that you're loving, and that the reason that you're like this is because you've experienced a lot of heartbreak and sorrow in your life, and you've learned how to turn that into a positive experience for yourself. Wow. Do you get really deep with your coworkers or what? So source, what does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? And maybe it's just someone or a group of people who are extremely observant. Like, you know, they say the eyes are the window to the soul. So they may just see a lot about you through your eyes. What do pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Thank you, source. What does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Yeah, that you're a very strong person, even though you've had a lot of failed relationships or situationships in your life. What does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? And remember, whatever comes out here, we are connecting with someone else's viewpoint on you, their opinion on you. That in no way, shape, or form is the truth of your character, okay? So let's see here. Thank you, source. What does pile number 2's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say, source? Okay, thank you. On the bottom of the deck, and we have judgment in the reverse. Interesting, yeah, that you have had a lot of secrets revealed about you. So maybe there's someone here that has gotten close to you to find out all your secrets and is telling all your secrets to others, and that's why they feel like this, like almost like there's someone here that's trying to slander you. And in slandering you, they've actually painted you into being a martyr, right? Because it's like, oh, well, you're trying to paint this person as though they're a terrible person by spreading all their by spreading all their dirty laundry, by airing it out. But really, it's just people are becoming more and more inspired by you because of how much you've experienced and how much you've saved yourself from and how much you've overcome. You know, this is like unwanted secrets being revealed, and it could have to do with home situation, a family situation. There's also a sense of not healing from that's coming in, but I don't feel like the not healing is yours. Like, I feel like you're the one that continues to heal from it, and there's someone here who really believes that they're going to be able to convince others. This is an interesting, this energy has been very prevalent in quite a few readings, this gossipy energy. And so I don't know why, but maybe it's just like there's like my collective has this surrounding them, is like there's gossipers right now because there's about to be a huge glow up for my collective, right? Like my tribe here, it's like there's a huge glow up that's coming, and I feel like that's why. But it's like they're trying to blow the horn here. But look, yeah, you have the 7 of Swords underneath that, which talks about perseverance and overcoming difficult obstacles and situations. Yeah, and this is someone who wants to battle it out with you with the 10 of Swords here. This is someone who's equally matched. Like, for as you are light, this person is shadow, right? And they're trying to fill people's heads with negativity about you and nosiness and trying to get to you through other people. But really what's happening is that your stories, those things that maybe you told someone who you thought you could trust, they're getting out there. It's like those stories are actually inspiring others to work harder, to show up. It's almost like they're saying, harder than what? Like, I'm being asked to do this, but what is this actually harder than? Is this harder than what pile 2 had to go through? The stories that I know? No. So, yeah, we have the 10 of Wands here depicting this is someone who you could have been friends with when you started this journey. This could have been someone who maybe you started out on the same level and you got close because you were coworkers, like in the same pod or in the same team or in the same position, and then you may have moved on and gotten more recognition for it. But you know, it's like interesting because the 10 of Wands does talk about someone who we perceive as an ally. It can depict someone who is an actual ally on your journey, who you go through thick and thin with, and it makes you too stronger because of it. But I feel like in this context, Source is bringing this through, saying that this is someone who at one point you thought was going to be like that. Like, we're going to go to the ends of the world together. And this is that someone who's spreading these rumors about you. Like, they know a lot about your personal life and they're telling a lot of people this, but it's just it's like it's interesting because it's like where you think it's dirty laundry, it's actually very inspirational stuff. So we have the Page of Coins, and we have the 9 of Wands in the reverse. Oh my gosh, yeah. What do they secretly think about you? Like, they think that you had to start over again. Like I was saying, like, you've had a lot of failed relationships or a lot of failed situationships. I think the candle just went out, so let me grab another one here. Yeah, I had a lot of things burn out. Like, and they just burned out on their own, right? Hopefully I've got some more up here. And through that, like, you still persevered. Like, you still overcame the hardships. You still overcame those difficult situations. And you were able to become stronger because of it, right? And you saw that this was somebody, or this was a group of people who didn't have the best for you. But what your coworkers really think about you is that you're someone that's worthy of looking up to. Like, they secretly think that you're an inspiration to them and that they want to show up and do the best that they have. And that's what I'm saying, like, with the Page of Coins here, it's giving me this energy of that question that I asked, harder than what? Harder than what? Is it harder than what pile number 2 had to go through when they literally had to start over because someone was spreading nasty rumors about them, or because someone was trying to air their dirty business out there? Is it harder than that? Is it harder than what pile 2 had to go through when they had broken heart after broken heart? Right? And that's what I'm saying. It's like this energy. It's like people know a side of you that you were trying to keep hidden. They know a side of you that you weren't trying to spread around, but there's someone here who is talking. There's someone here who is spreading that out. There's someone here who's trying to play them the minds and the hearts of people to get them to look like they were a better person. And so this could have even been like you working in a position, and so I don't know why they're showing me this. It's almost like you had a family member or like a friend who found out where you worked at and found out there was someone that they knew that worked there too. And they started telling this person all this stuff because they knew this person was a gossip. And it's interesting because they never told a lie. Like, they didn't tell a lie, but they just figured that people would look at you differently if they knew what it was that you actually experienced. So the example that they're giving me here is like, say you went through a divorce and it was a really nasty divorce, and you had to begin again all the way from scratch, and it taught you some really valuable lessons, but it was like maybe a very hard relationship, very difficult relationship where the two of you just didn't get along, and borderline abusive. It could have been a toxic situation, and they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go and tell everybody about that. And so they did, and now everybody's like, oh my gosh, like pile 2 never talks about that. And that's what pile 2 went over. And look at how kind and generous they are. Look at how loving they are. And like, they think they're the imposter. Well, it could be that you're thinking that you're the imposter because you're feeling this energy of that gossip that's in the life here, the lack of privacy, right? A lack of privacy coming through here. It's like something that should have been kept hidden but was not. It's like it was yours to tell. It wasn't someone else's to tell here. And it does feel like someone else took the liberty to tell others. And so you're in the process of having a tangible success now, but you're at the very beginning, and they see you as someone who's very solid. Right? And so they're secretly thinking that you're a very solid person. You're a very solid individual who's capable of overcoming a lot of difficult situations. And you're someone to look up to. But there's been a lot of interruptions in your life. Right? That you've had to give up a lot of situations to avoid conflict, and that you had to start anew after challenging periods, and that there were a lot of oppositions that felt too difficult to overcome when it came to dealing with either this person, this company, or this group. So this could even be a company coming in where you gave a lot of work to and you gave a lot of dedication and time to, and they're trying to slander your good name because now you've moved on and they can't take advantage of you anymore. Okay, that's what it feels like. There's someone here who has an inkling of power. And I call it an inkling because it's just a tiny little bit. Okay, it's not like, this is not someone who has a lot of authority. This is not a group of people who have a lot of authority. This is people who think they got big britches. Okay, and that's all. They just think they got big britches, but they don't. And your sharp, focused, determined attitude and knowing exactly what you want, you're winning a fight even though things aren't as balanced as they could be. It's like you're overcoming uneven odds. And through that, it's been an exhausting process. It's been very complex. Okay? There's been a lot of conflicting interests in this. Like, there's been a lot of people who feel like you were the bane of their existence, and that's unfortunate. And I feel like there's some coworkers who feel that way, but I do feel like most of the coworkers that you have, like, they know that you need people in your corner, and they know that you're someone who doesn't mess around. Like, you're not trying to pull one over on people, and so they see you as lucky because you got out of a situation that was very difficult, and they see you as someone that's able to rally the masses, right? You're able to rally when things are low and hard. And so you might be the person that everyone comes to when they're having a bad day. Yeah, look, we have North Node energy here, destined to have. So you could have North Node in Pisces. You could have North Node in Virgo. But I do feel like this is that energy of just saying, like, you're on the journey. You're doing exactly what you've been meant to do. Like, this is a part of your purpose, is to be in this. But part of your purpose is also for people to see the truth of your character. And so your coworkers, they secretly think that you're someone that's worthy of looking up to. That you, in turn, will help lead them to their freedom. Right? Look, Saturn energy. Yeah, I cannot make this up. Feeling restricted, experiencing struggle, learning hard work and patience. Exactly. They've seen you had to sacrifice and learn the difficulties of life, what life had to bring. And it wasn't easy. But you somehow mustered the strength to come forward and do what was necessary. Right? So this could be family members who are doing this with ancestors and polar bears here with number 26. But this could also be that your ancestors are leading you away from those that are not meant to be in your energy. So take it as it resonates with you. But yeah, it's like you're being protected. Either way, you're the one that's being protected. Like, they're tired. I feel like your guides and your ancestors are tired of seeing you lose. And so they're bringing you into a situation where you're going to win. And that includes with being with coworkers who admire you and see you as a leader in life. Yeah, because you're so nurturing. You give to others, and a lot of times you give to others without expecting anything in return. That's love. Like, that's real love. To give to others without expecting anything in return, that's real love. Conditional love is where I'll only give to you if, or I'll only give to you when. Unconditional says I'll be there and give to you no matter what happens, no matter the circumstances, because we're all deserving of love. Right? Yeah, take time out. You've healed your heart. This is what they're secretly thinking about you, but they're not going to say this, because I feel like the thing is that a lot of these coworkers don't want to come up to you and tell you that they know some of your secrets, because it's embarrassing, right? Like, they're in this place of, like, how embarrassing to find out that all your dirty laundry's been aired out and you're not the one who said it, right? It was someone else, and they know where it's coming from. But it's just like, that's why. And it's not that you'd necessarily, you might be embarrassed by it, but I don't feel like you necessarily would be. But they don't want to come and tell you. Like, it's like, I don't want to be the first one to spill the beans, right? So we have Francesca. What do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. Yeah, so what did I say? Like, you're manifesting at an amazing rate right now. You're able to visualize what you want and bring that to you. Then we have Isabel. Yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. See, you're a very positive person. You're very kind, generous, positive, uplifting person. You're like the sunlight in their lives. It's like when there's a lot of darkness, a lot of your coworkers turn to you to get sunlight, and you give without expectation, and they want to protect you. Like, they do. There's this energy of wanting to protect you. Yeah, you're very grounded individual, so they secretly think you're super grounded. You're very connected. Again, this idea of the ancestors coming in here, helping you along. They feel like you're very wise. You have a lot of knowledge for the journey that you've been on. Like, you've gathered so much knowledge, and everybody feels like they benefit from that knowledge. You ebb and flow. I love this. I love this message so much. You go with the flow. Like, you're not trying to be forceful of others. Like, you just are really open and accepting as how things are coming to you. And you do your best to follow where life is taking you. We have be peace. Yeah, I love this. You're just a peaceful, harmonious, beautiful person. You bring a lot of peaceful energy around you to others. And that's what your coworkers secretly think. Like, they really are for you. There's not really a negative energy here, except for whoever it is that's trying to air out your dirty laundry. It's someone who feels like they're close enough to you to know everything about you. But I also feel like they don't know enough to really tell all the intimate details. It's just what they do know. They think that like, they would be so embarrassed if their information got out there. And so that's what they're hoping, is that you're going to be embarrassed that your information gets out there. But what they're not seeing is that they're actually, them telling your dirty laundry is actually inspiring others to show up and work harder. So you might have noticed an influx of people who stop complaining, and people who have been really just giving themselves and really being dedicated and asking more forthright questions of you. And you might be like, why is everybody just like really dedicated lately? And it's because you're the one that's inspiring them. So let's see what your card is here. We're going to read this. Yeah, overcome fear. You're the candle in the dark. You're the light in the dark. You're the sunlight. You light up their lives. Like, that's it. Okay, like, you are the one that brings them to seeing that, oh my gosh, like, I've been afraid of nothing for so long. Like, look at how pile number 2 has overcome so much. And I'm over here complaining. Harder than what? Harder than what? It says, the unknown can be frightening, and it's easy for those feelings to intensify in the darkness when we feel exhausted. Make sure all of your needs are met and you are well rested. It takes patience, consistency, and validation to rewire the old paths of your thoughts. And didn't I say that at the beginning, that it's hard for us to always be the ones that are the cheerleaders in our lives? Yeah. So perhaps a past experience is triggering the current emotions. This makes so much sense. Oh my gosh. Acknowledge the reasons you feel this way. Note the way you speak to yourself. You are strong and powerful. You can overcome anything, but also remember to be gentle and patient with who you are. Move slowly at your own pace and see yourself shining in the bright, warm light of this glowing candle. And it says, I can manage my feelings. I love this for you. That's what you're inspiring others, because you've overcome so much. And where maybe there's somebody here who thinks that your gossip about your life is something that's going to tear you down. In fact, it's actually lifting you up to heights that this person or these people could never know, because your coworkers are truly inspired by you. Okay, I actually really love this pile. This is a great pile too. So if you feel like this is yours and it's resonating with you, leave a little candle emoji down below and say, I allow my past to bring me to new heights by overcoming and facing my fears to inspire others. Okay, leave me a thumbs up. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second though to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this amazing message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this piece of amethyst here, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do your coworkers secretly think of you but won't say. First thing, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a part of this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. That's my AC, by the way. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links below in the description box. In order to do so, you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you there. Memberships are now live, so if you're interested in joining, there should be a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. And clicking on that will show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you on the membership side. If not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly am so grateful to have you. So with that being said, let's hop into it and find out more about what is it that pile number 3's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say, source. What does pile number 3's coworker secretly think of them but won't say? What would you like to tell us today? What does pile number 3's coworker secretly think of them but won't say, source? Okay, so we've got Jupiter, the 6th house, and Leo. Oh, okay. That you're lucky when it comes to your health and your ability to... I'm sorry, that's the 9th house. Okay. You're lucky when it comes to your ability to pass on information. Your health could be something that's very important as well, since I did see the 6th house for some reason. I really did see the 6th house, but it is the 9th house. Right? And so what they're saying here is that you're very open to learning, gathering new information, and through gathering new information, you're able to pass that on to others. You're always in higher learning, whether that's in your spiritual journey or in your physical journey. You could be taking higher levels of school, getting a master's degree, a doctorate. This could even be getting a bachelor's degree. Please don't think that one is less or more important than the other. They're all equally important, and especially if that's where you're headed in your journey, that means that it is equally as important for you. So always honor that. But that you're very, very open and charming, and that you bring a lot of joy and spirit to the world around you. But sometimes drama does follow you, or it tends to follow you everywhere. So whether that you're dramatic or that drama's always around you, somehow though, through that, you always seem to find a road out, a clear path. 3:33 on the clock. You always seem to find a clear path out. Why? Because you got guides and spirit and guides and angels that are leading you out. They're like, not today, not for my pile 3s. Right? And so they see you as someone that is constantly gathering information, that you're very wise, you're a determined person. You are very, very, very interested in learning more about what it is that you're doing, right? And that helps you in your journey. You could be someone that works in the spiritual world as well, but with this, I do feel like maybe you're in a law office and you're just always learning as much as you can about, you know, laws and practices, and I'm not sure what all the legal jargon is. It's been a while since I've studied for paralegal, like a while, okay? I kind of left all that back in school. Was not for me. So if that's what you're doing, congratulations, because it does take it takes a very special energy in order to embrace and take that walk, right? But that you're just someone who's very, very open to new experiences here, right? You're playful, you're a leader, you're brave, okay? Sometimes you can be dominating, though. Like, you have to be very solid and firm in the approach to life that you have, especially if you work in the law office or the legal industry. Like, you could very well lean into that dominating energy, which might also explain why drama finds you everywhere, okay? That's a very specific message, but that you are someone who is very popular, you're fun, you're very happy, glamorous, outgoing. Sometimes you can be egotistical and vain. You know, and again, we're connecting with how other people see you. So remember, that is in no way, shape, or form the truth of your character. All right, this is just through the eyes of others. But that you're always growing, you're always optimistic and understanding. Again, happy is coming out. You could be the person that always has the biggest smile on your face no matter where you go. That you take care of foreign affairs, that you are very grateful for your life. You have a lot of honor. Again, laws coming through, so could be in the legal office or the legal industry. that you're very moral, you have a great sense of humor, you're very generous, and you have goodwill. You have a lot of abstract thoughts as well. But overall, that you are someone that is not to be trifled with, but that you are going to be someone that's there for others when in need, you know? And I feel like when they're saying egotistical and vain, it's just that dominating energy coming through. It's just the only way, oh, well, they're just really egotistical. But I feel like it's just something that you have to do in your position, in your work. Like, you have to act and put on, you know, when they say putting on different hats, like, you have to put on the hat. Sorry if you see me folding up that's so I have room to shuffle my cards. So you have to put on a lot of different hats when it comes to your job. Look, and we have, isn't this interesting? We have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Coins, and this was when I split the deck is what came out. So a lot of disappointment in a lot of situations, but you're also really good at bringing in finances and having stability through your finances in very unique and adventurous ways, right? So, Source, what does pile 3's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? What does pile number 3's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Okay, thank you. What does pile number 3's coworkers think of them but won't say? Sometimes that you can be focused more on money, and that can be your downfall, than being focused on, you know, other people. And that could also explain the egotistical and vain energy. Like, you're more worried about filling your pockets than you are about having the connection. And that, again, does not necessarily make that true. It's just an appearance, right? What people are secretly thinking of you based on what they're seeing, not on the whole story. So what does pile number 3's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Thank you, Source. What does pile number 3's coworkers secretly think of them but won't say? Thank you. On the bottom of the deck, yeah, we have the King of Cups in the upright on the bottom of the deck. I mean, you're in a very loving position. Like, you're very kind, and people like that about you. Like, you're very emotionally well kept and very wise, and you don't show others any sign of weakness because you know how to keep it together emotionally. Like, things don't scare you. And I keep seeing, like, a law, like in law, like somebody that's in court, like trying to take care of something that's really like riveting. And, you know, it doesn't have to be that extreme either. Like, you could just be like at school, it's like this, or it could be you just learning new things that are required for your job. You have to be like this. You have to be very composed in your job. And so they do see you as someone that's very composed, and they do see you also as someone who tends towards negative thoughts because of having to hold this composure at all times. Even though you're really wise, like, you're not able to express yourself fully because of the position that you're in. And so they secretly think that you have a hard time facing reality when it's really negative because you're so used to keeping your composure. So, like, if there's grief or hardships that you're facing, you come with this hat on, right? With this composed hat on, while underneath it, they think that you're falling apart and that things are coming and crashing down, and that you're feeling the weight of that, but that you're so good at putting on the hat that work requires you to, that you wear that in all aspects of your life. Yeah, the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Isn't this interesting? And the 10 of Swords in the reverse, and the Fool in the reverse. Yeah. So, yeah, this is that energy where it's like they feel like you're just really stuck in this place of not being able to be emotionally available for anything other than the composure that you hold at work. That you fooled a lot of people, that really underneath it all, you're exhausted and tired, and that you're really overworked and underpaid, but you also have ways and creative ways to go towards finances that they don't understand how you're able to open yourself up to this. So you don't have enough time for love, right? That they're secretly thinking you don't have time for love. Like, you don't have the capacity to bring anybody in for love. And so it's easier to keep everybody at arm's distance while you're in this place of fooling others, if you will. But also that you have difficulty choosing and committing to yourself what it is that you want that's stable in life. That you might do a lot of this because you have a lack of purpose. So they secretly think that you're not actually doing what it is that you're meant to be doing, that you're always learning something to make up for the lack of having a solid purpose. Even though you're this good-natured person, you're really a loving person, but that you don't have any space to bring in someone from the outside realm or from this world. And you're not accepted by your social group. This is stuff they secretly think. That's difficult. Like, I kind of smile because I feel like they're only seeing what they see at your work, and they're not seeing you when you're outside of work. And you know, it's hard because you might see these people for 40 plus hours a week, but ultimately they only get to see the you that's showing up and putting on a good face because you're getting a paycheck signed by somebody. They're not seeing the you that's free and unencumbered by the responsibilities of your day-to-day work, right? And so that's why they're painting this picture the way that they are. So it's like they see you as someone who has the ability to overcome past injuries and look ahead, and you're open to those new things, but you're very cautious. Although you are very closed off and defensive, and you distrust others due to those negative experiences, right? We said that the negativity inside is your undoing here, and the Queen of Cups is something that really is confirming that here, right? You got a lot of negative thoughts, and they feel like that's your undoing here with the Wheel of Fortune. Like, ultimately, you may be able to make things successful at work, but your undoing has to do with your negative thoughts. And then there's a lot of emotional exhaustion that comes from this. So you may always be tired. You may always have dark rings under your eyes. And so there's like this trying to put the picture together where they're secretly trying to understand why it is that you're so successful at work, but you're also so exhausted all the time. And so the best thing that they can come up with is that you're closed off, you distrust others, you're not able to delegate work, you're unable to sense a path of purpose with where you're at. And I feel like you just put so much energy and effort into your position all the time, and that's why you're learning all the time. It's not that you're not passionate about it. It's just that others cannot understand the depth of the passion that you have for what it is that you're doing. So to put in the amount of work that you're putting in, that would just be so foreign to them. And they wouldn't understand how to keep up with it, right? A lot of people like the idea of the grind until the reality of the grind sets in, and they don't want to put in that effort, right? So there's been a lot of exhaustion here, like a complex situation. There's been a long battle without a clear outcome. So again, with the law office, maybe, and okay, so take it as this, like this could actually be your personal life that's coming through, like with the legal side of things. Like you could be in a very long legal battle with something, and that's why you're constantly exhausted. And so you're trying to learn as much information as you can so that you're showing up well prepared. And so there's just not a clear outcome right now. Or if you do work in a law office, like it's just you have something that's you're about to embark on that's very long and drawn out, and there's no getting around it. Like this is just the way that it is, right? And so that's why they feel like you have no sense of purpose, because you're putting all your free time that they see available to learning as much as you can about your position, about work, about your title, your responsibilities. And they're saying that, like, they're secretly thinking that you need someone who's in your court, like, that's going to help you find a different direction, that's going to help you kind of switch up from your path. But it's interesting here because if you look at the King of Cups in this picture, he's holding his cup towards this energy. And it's like this energy is what's fueling him. And so it goes back to that idea that you're staying very composed in work. Your feet are 1 foot in the past and 1 foot, like 1 foot out the door and 1 foot in the door. And it's like you have to stay composed because of something that's happened. But I feel like ultimately it's just they're just seeing a part of the picture and they're not seeing everything that's going on. And even though it might seem like you don't have a clear path or that you're fooling others right now, like this could just be something that's long and arduous that you have to really take a lot of time and energy and effort to succeed at. And everyone else is trying to figure out the grind that you're doing. And so rather than seeing it as for the hard work that it really is, right? Being the leader, showing up. They're seeing it as like, oh my gosh, like they're just trying to be somebody that they're not. Like they're just trying to seem like they're some way that they're not. And they secretly think that you're just bogged down in reality, and that there's actually a lot of misfortune that's happening in your life from being bogged down by all this energy while you're putting on a brave face. And that's what they secretly think of you, but they won't say it. And of course, why would anybody say that to someone else? Oh, you're just putting on a brave face. Like, but in reality, you're just failing in life. Like, what? Who's going to say that? And again, it's not that it's the reality of the situation. It's just them trying to pick and prod and put the pieces together. So we have Libra here. Again, a legal situation. Libra is connected with the Justice card. We have that idea. You have the scale of fate here with consideration, fairness, and harmony. And so there's something that's definitely legal related here. And it doesn't have to be anything like super intense. It could just be like documents or signing of documents or finalizing some kind of contract here. But that you're spending an awful lot of energy, time, and effort trying to figure this out. And this is what it is that they're secretly thinking about how it is that you're showing up right now. And, you know, this could all change tomorrow, because you could be in a different place tomorrow and energetically be in a different place tomorrow, and that's going to change their thought process on it, as I have the hiccups. I mean, you're a creative person with snake creation. We have a heart of gold here. You're building roots somewhere very solid, you know. But again, it's like we saw that the generousness, right? Being happy. You're a very happy person. You have a lot going for you. And sometimes, you know, if you've ever heard the saying that the people with the biggest smile often have the hardest problems. So you're getting 2 of these. You know, that could be something that's coming through here. Yeah, there's something that's unfolding. So it's like, I feel like a lot of people know that something's going on in your personal life, but they have no idea what it is, but they know that it's unfolding as we speak. Like, it's just happening as we speak. So even if you're going to school, like maybe you're going to school separate from work, obviously, but like from that, you haven't told anybody that you're trying to up your education. And so you're just tired from the amount of work that you have, plus the amount of schoolwork and classwork that you have and all that, you know, like it's just something that's happening that you're going through it's exhausting, especially anybody that's going for higher education. That gets very exhausting and overwhelming when you're working full-time and trying to be a student, whether it's part-time or full-time. It's exhausting. That's a lot of extra hours each week that you don't have to dedicate to yourself, right? Let it shine with Peacock Spirit. Yeah, you're healing of the heart here with 46. This is a completion of a cycle. And they are saying that you have very strong boundaries. Like, you don't let people into your heart, right? You have very strong boundaries. Like, you just don't let anybody in. Like, a lot of people at your work have no idea what your personal life entails. And that's how it should be. Okay, that's how it should be. And I really appreciate that all 3 piles are very different. But I do know that a lot of you watch all 3 piles. So if you've been here through all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below and say I made it. That's designated for you. I truly appreciate your time and energy throughout this process. And we'll get to what your affirmation is for you, pile 3. We have Opal. Your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God and the angels. Okay. So isn't it interesting? We have happy in this card being brought up. And then we have, you know, this could be a sign of maybe having lost a child, maybe having lost someone in your life, maybe having it had, and again, I should have said trigger, and I apologize that I didn't, but, you know, having, again, people with the biggest smiles are often the ones that carry the heaviest burdens, you know, have had the biggest problems. And so that could be why there's a legal situation here too, like trying to take care of things that are from long past that need to get taken care of, and it's just been difficult. And no one knows. Like, no one knows the situation, but they know that you're closed off to letting anybody in. Yeah, so we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy with spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. Very mysterious. You're very mysterious in the way that you show up. Yeah, secrets. Yeah, this is not surprising at all. So they secretly think that you have a lot of secrets. And that's why you're not letting anybody in, which that's your life. It should be, you know. stillness, like, yeah, that you're having to spend time trying to figure stuff out, like to find answers, right? To do the research, to learn, and that it's weighing on your soul, it's weighing on your heart, and that you often need to take a break from work. So like when you leave, but it's like they feel like you need to take a longer break. So I do think that they secretly are thinking you need to take a long vacation away from work so you can come back refreshed and let go of whatever the secret is here, whatever the secretive energy is that you're having, you know, whatever's going on in your personal life. Yeah, wow. Sometimes life stings. Oh my gosh, pile 3, I'm so sorry. Like, I just feel like it's just confirming that it was something that was really difficult to deal with, or it is something that's really difficult to deal with, and it really hurt. And, you know, we have 64 and 46 coming out here. Mirroring numbers here. Something that's very difficult that has allowed you to come into this place of becoming who you are. And that does not make it easier, right? It never was meant to make it easier. It's just the truth of the matter is it created a place where you're able to emotionally handle anything else in life, because it's like, well, you know, I had all this grief and I had all this hardship happen to me, and so how is coming up and showing up and doing something for someone else any more difficult than what I went through? It's not. So it's easy for me to show up in a very emotionally sound position when I show up to work. You know, don't let it get you down. Like, very rarely do you get triggered by work. Very rarely do you get triggered by the things that are going on around you. It's sometimes just an escape from the hardships that you've been through. Wow. We have Rosetta. You have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. I just want to cry for you. And this is not going to resonate with everyone, but this is a very profound message that's coming in here with these 2 cards. That there's someone here, that this is what's going on behind closed doors as you're dealing with the loss of a child. And I'm so sorry that that's the case here. You know, this is a very profound message. But that you went through something that was so riveting and difficult and harsh, that you learn to become very mature in the way that you approach all aspects and areas of your life. And whereas this may still make you break down and cry, which of course it would, there's no getting over something like that. I can't even imagine. Like, I just can't even imagine. And I know that you're not alone, and I want you to remember that. And so if you're experiencing this, just remember that you're not alone on this journey. And that you have a right to keep this secret from people who aren't in your life like that, right? You have an absolute right to that. So don't ever feel bad for that. And don't ever feel bad for the pictures that people are painting for you because of that, you know. And Leo energy does point to the inner child. So again, this idea of inner child energy coming in, and with life stings, it does point towards having dealt with possibly a miscarriage or the loss of a child. And again, I'm so sorry. And remember that you are so strong, and that while I know this does not make it any easier, that everything happens for a purpose, and the grief that you're experiencing is the love that you have with no place to put it. And that is such a beautiful thing. Okay? And I apologize that I can't more generalize that, but that's just a very specific message that someone needs to hear. So if that's not yours, just leave it for who needs to hear it, because somebody needs to hear it right now. Okay? And I'm sending you out a huge hug. If this is resonating with you, just here is this gigantic hug, and just know that you are so held and so loved. Okay? So let's take a look at your oracle card and find out what this is. Cut ties. Letting go of what was so that you can become who you are. And I feel like you're actually if you are in school, I feel like you're learning how to become a better version of yourself so that you can let go of this work that you're in right now. Like you're really looking to move on. I feel like a lot of you are looking to move on with this whale energy, the breach. Like you're just looking to get out of here because it's, you know, it's here for a short time, not for a long time. It says you are at the end of a path with a person, situation, or a memory, wow, that has drained your energy long enough. It's time to cut ties with what holds you back and venture back into the world to find new opportunities. You've spent enough time trying to find a solution, dwelling over what could and should have been, and is no longer helpful. Try to see this as a new beginning, a bright memory of discovery. The 2 circles in the card represent the 2 rings of attachment, emotional and intellectual. Picture the knife cutting through both rings to release them and yourself. And it says, I cut this link in order to heal. This is a very profound message. Very, very profound. Okay. I love you, pile 3. I really do. If you feel like this is your message and anything in here really resonated with you, leave. You know what? There's circles. There's like the colorful circles, like the hearts. Leave a colorful circle or geometric shape of your choice, whatever color you want, down below, and say, I cut this link in order to heal, and I allow myself to be free. I love you. Stay lifted in light and love. And remember, you are never alone. You are held, supported, and you are so worthy and deserving of what you desire, and it is coming to you. It just has to catch up with you. Okay? So this is what I see for you here. Leave me a thumbs up down below, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, pile 3, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.